An Evening at the Movies is a proud member of the I Did Not Make These Rankings podcast network. Other shows in the network include Mass Debaters, The Sip List, Crushgasm, Love is Black, Men Are the Prize, Crime Rewind, and Literature Reapers. You can find out all about our shows and more at idnmtrpodcastnetwork.com. Happy listening. Other shows in the network include Mass Debaters, The Sip List, Crushgasm. Okay, I forgot how it goes, so I was trying to find a video. I'm just going to wing it. You are now entering a world of movie quotes, movie spoilers, adult humor as far as the eye can see. Welcome to An Evening at the Movies. Dun, dun, dun. I know I left stuff out. Yeah. Sorry. That was last minute.
Close enough. Evidently technology.
Unpopular opinions. That's in there. All right. I think I covered
it. Technology is being a bitch today.
It happens.
Why is it not letting me edit the privacy settings?
Because you're a weirdo.
Freaking technology is being a bitch today.
Yes. What a day.
Movie Monday, not Movie Sunday, but Movie Monday. It is An Evening at the Movies, the podcast where we eat the stale popcorn, drink the watered down sodas, and talk about all of our favorite movies and why we love them. We are smack dab in the middle of Classic Hollywood Month. Right in the middle. Last week we did some Marilyn Monroe. This week we're going to do some animated Disney. And we can only do animated Disney with one person. But before we get to that one person, say hi to everybody's favorite co-host.
Sup, y'all? How's it going? Happy Monday. If you're watching this on video, sorry about my face. The rosacea is rosaceing today. Rosacea-ing. I don't know what it's doing, but the makeup ain't working, and I didn't want to put on more makeup because I hope you guys like me just the way I am. But if you see a bunch of redness, it is not your computer screen. Do not adjust your color screens. It's me. But I'm happy to be here.
It honestly looked like you out in the Texas sun a little bit too much this morning.
Okay, I'll take that. I mean, I have some makeup on because this was like purple almost before, but now it's just like I don't know, it's still kind of purpley. Anyway, just it's not you, it's me. If you're watching, that's all I'm trying to say. And I'm excited to talk about
the one thing everybody loves to hear. Movies. It's not you, it's me.
Exactly. I invented it's not you, it's me.
It's a classic. I will get. More information than I needed to know. But before we get to the movie that we are talking about, like I said, we can't do animated Disney without having everybody's favorite authority on animated Disney. We're joined by the host of Crushgasm, the podcast, and a whole wealth of other things. I'll let her go down the list as always, but welcome back, Kendra.
Thank you for having me. I'm not a Disney adult. I'm Disney adult adjacent, I guess. I keep going on these podcasts about Disney movies that I'm not like that big. I mean, I do have my earrings on today. My Robin Hood Maid Marian.
Oh, that's right. I think you showed me those. Those are so cute.
So cute. I forgot the name of the people that make them, the lady, but I'll look it up. But yeah, excited to be here. Once I got my ears pierced, I went crazy, and now I have way too many earrings.
Did you get your ears pierced as an adult or something?
Last summer.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah, that tracks. I love earrings. I feel naked without them. I think it's because I have big ears. My face has grown into my ears, so they don't look as big, but when I was skinny, my ears were just like my gigantic biggest feature. So I always had to have earrings. Otherwise, I felt like naked.
Like they balanced you.
Yeah.
Like people would pay attention to the earrings.
And not the giant ears sticking out. Exactly.
Oh, I love giant ear. I wish my ears did that, like the poke out. I always wanted to like put stuff by my ears to it because I wanted to look like a mouse. I think it's so cute. Like
but then you get the thing where your ears always stick out through your hair. That was always a problem for me. It's why I'm always trying to like do this to my hair and like fluff it up because my hair's so thin. Because of course, if you have ears that point out, you're gonna have thin hair. Like that's just Murphy's Law or whatever.
Damn genetics.
I mean, I've seen young adult pictures of Amanda.
So many childhood pictures where my ears are sticking out through my hair.
Well, I think it's cute.
Oh, well.
It's like how some people think like the buck teeth or a gap is like, you always want those little imperfections. You think they are, but to somebody else, they might be adorable. So embrace them.
One of my high school boyfriends always called me Fievel. And I was like, I know you're trying to be cute, but I'm annoyed by that. But now I think it's cute. But back then I didn't because I was insecure.
Fievel.
It was better than
Right.
Dumbo, which was another popular nickname I had.
Yeah, I could see Dumbo being a bad one. Also, not a favorite Disney movie of mine, but Robin Hood is. So I'm excited to talk to you guys about it.
So, other Disney classic alert. Because of my satellites on the side of my head, I was called Dumbo as a kid.
Oh.
So, I'm not judging at all. But go figure. So, Robin Hood, classic animated Disney movie. Great movie from at least 2 out of the 3 of our childhoods, and Kendra came along late in the game, but she's here for the party as well. I'm pulling up my notes as we speak. So,
I watched this movie at least twice a month during the summers as a kid. It was on regular rotation. Me and my brother loved it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
it was a VHS we had that was used a lot.
Kendra, I need it next time I go to Alamo Draft House. I will take a picture, but the location by our house has these gigantic, like wall-sized, and they're all old school Disney movie posters. And they have a Robin Hood one.
Oh,
they're
so cute.
So gorgeous. But they're like painting pictures because they're not like actual posters. Because 5 times the size of a regular movie poster. But they look really authentic, and they're gorgeous. Next time I go, I'll take some pictures. I may actually have a couple. I'll look and see. But yeah, you would love it. They're so beautiful.
So next time you go, so in like a week?
I actually haven't been to a movie in a while. There just hasn't been anything I've really wanted to watch at the theater.
It's been slim pickings. I do recommend Friendship if you like Tim Robinson's like style of comedy. It's really funny.
Okay.
It's like I Love You Man if you took a twisted turn somewhere.
Oh, okay. So you can get more twisted than I Love You Man? No, I'm just kidding.
Yes. And it has Paul Rudd, so there's a tie in there. And it's just, you never know where it's going. And we saw it in a really packed theater. So it was really fun to laugh along with like a crowd of people, except we had a girl next to us who said every like joke and then laughed and snorted. So she made it interesting. You're like, yeah. But it was the first movie in a long time. I did not eat during it because I didn't want to choke. Because every time I went to eat, like there'd be something I would laugh at. So. It's a good one.
That's always
as soon as you said Paul Rudd, you had a man.
Yeah.
And he's really good in it. I hope it's good enough to get, it's got A24, so hopefully it gets some Oscar push. I'd love to see it for Best Original Screenplay. And I'd love to see Paul Rudd get like a supporting, at least a nomination. I think it's really good.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Yes. Check it out.
Okay.
A24. Add it to my list of my addiction. So All right. So Robin Hood released on November 8th, 1973, 12 years after Harvey was born.
He is not that old.
Oh, that's
Was
like
directed by
Harvey's like
Okay.
71 or
because
72.
I'm
Yeah,
not
he's-
that far behind him.
Because he's not that much older than you.
yeah,
I'm
nobody was in the
78.
60s.
Harvey was not born in the 60s.
I mean,
Born on the back
50s.
of one of the boycott buses of the civil rights. He was there. Rose.
That giant head. I bet his mom suffered. Just kidding. I love his giant, shiny, bald head.
Robin Hood was directed by Wolfgang. I'm guessing Reitherman. Obviously,
Sounds right.
was released by the Mouse. So Walt Disney Productions had a box office or a budget of $5 million and had a whopping box office of $33 million.
Nice.
If you have not seen the subject of our discussion today, it is currently available to stream on the Disney Plus. Surprise, surprise, a Disney movie available on Disney Plus. And before we progress, we must play everybody's favorite An Evening at the Movies game. And probably have a heated discussion about this, but
Uh-oh.
I have DOS Rotten Tomato scores, tomato meter, and the popcorn meter.
Okay.
Would you, upstanding young ladies, like to wager a guess as to what the scores are for this movie?
I would think the audience said 86 because it's a cult classic, but I think that the critics would give it like a 60.
Ooh, you got close to what I was going to say. I'm going to say tomato meter is 62. And I'm going to say popcorn meter is 83.
Our best guest, Miss Kendra, is the closest on
Okay.
both.
Nice.
Tomato meter on 31 reviews gave it a whopping 58%.
Damn. Well, 31 people don't know what the fuck they're talking about.
I would agree with that. And 250,000 plus people
Jesus.
That's
on the
better.
popcorn meter gave it a 81%.
Oh, well, I was closer.
So
Yeah, I said 86.
So we both
Oh.
win.
Woo!
Woo!
split it down the middle. Co-host, would you like to let us know what this movie is about before we start discussing it?
Oodle lolly lolly, I surely would. Okay. In Robin Hood, an amiable rooster called Alanadale. How do you say his name? Alanadale?
Alanadale.
Yeah.
Alanadale. Alanadale.
Oh,
Alanadale.
Alanadale. Nobody cares what his name is. He's the rooster.
Yeah, he's the rooster.
Yeah.
I think the rooster.
The rooster tells
He's
stories.
a big giant cock.
Womp womp. He tells the stories and sings the songs of the heroic Robin Hood and his trusty sidekick Little John in this animated animal-themed adaptation of the legendary story. When evil Prince John deputizes the Sheriff of Nottingham to collect unreasonable taxes from the animals of Sherwood Forest, Robin, Little John, and the other merry men wage a light-hearted battle against their evil foes. I guess it's kind of lighthearted compared to how the actual story goes. That's for sure. But they did a good job of dumbing it down for the kids. Maybe dumbing it down is harsh, but they adapted it well.
Because as a kid watching this, I didn't care about the tax part. I was like, well, he's taking, I didn't even like know what taxes were. I didn't understand. I still don't really understand why we pay them, why they're so much. But yeah, that part of the story does not matter when you're a child. You just care about the love story and that there's a bad guy trying to keep them apart.
Exactly.
And that's basically every Disney movie.
I understand why we pay taxes, but the rest of it, yeah. Okay. Can we just get this out of the way right now? As I was watching this movie again today, now I think I watched it once last year, but other than that, I haven't really seen it in a really long time, and I still remember everything. But this is the first time I watched it that I thought Prince John is like giving Donald Trump so hard. Like there's so many scenes in this movie where I'm like, I can just imagine Trump, I'm king, not him, I'm the king, and just like whining and crying and sleeping with his bags of money. I was like, okay. Trump watched this as a kid and thought, hold my beer, Mr. Lion.
I mean, the whole thing, he starts taxing all because like they made fun of him at the like golden era. And it was like, he's like, okay, like it's all because he had an ego. Yeah. There was no other reason to tax these people. Friar Tuck, the guy that like runs the church, and those little sweet little mouse couple.
Oh, I know.
Like I wanted to live in there. I said I want to be a mouse, the ears, but I always wanted to live in like a little mouse hole and be like so cute. But they were so cute. But
like in a church style or like Tom and Jerry style?
Anything, any type of little hole in the wall where you're just like they were always so cute. Like Harry Potter living under the stairs, adorable, even though he was being tortured. So cute to have just a little room.
I grew up looking for those holes until I was probably like 7 or 8 years old because TV and Disney teach you that it exists.
Yeah, like rats live in holes, and you're like, no, when you have nice, it's really bad.
Where's the mouse hole? When I see that little small door-shaped thing, I know that's not good. Mm-hmm. But also I wanted to be like Cinderella and be like, why aren't the mice coming out and talking to me?
Cleaning, doing chores.
Yeah.
So
yes, he's very Donald Trump, very dictator. And he's not even the king. Like he's just like sitting there until like King Richard comes back, which I don't know why they had to have an intern or whatever Prince John's supposed to be. Just like because a seat filler.
The king is off fighting in a war.
Oh my god. Let Sir Hiss do it. Which one of the best. Not even a villain, just kind of sidekicky characters. I love Sir Hiss.
I do too.
He's just sassy
too.
When he's drunk. But yes, this movie, I think Disney, this and A Bug's Life have really taught us how to handle the now if you're smart enough, and to look at leaders as they shouldn't. We shouldn't have kings like that. We shouldn't have people to tell us just that one person. Just like in A Bug's Life with the grasshoppers, there are more of us than there are of them. So rebel, and that's all I'll say on that. Disney teaching you the rebellion.
Yeah, like one inept king taking all of your money, and you guys can take him. Like I was more scared of the snake than him.
He's sleeping with it too, which is like the creepiest part of the movie.
But you just know Trump does that.
Yeah. I mean, he had a gold toilet. Of course he did that. Sleeps with little bags of gold.
That's what I'm saying. I would almost bet he even sucks his thumb and says, Mommy.
Mm-hmm. Melania. But yeah, Prince John, horrible. But not the worst villain because he's dumb.
Yeah.
So it's like if you had to rank him, he's low just because like I could take him on in smarts.
Right, exactly.
He's not Maleficent out here trying to kill babies because he can't go to a party. Like he's just like being an evil human. Well,
yeah, he's just stupid and selfish.
I mean, Trigger and Nutsy are almost more evil than, or more
They're dumb
intelligent.
too. They're
than
dumb
Prince
too.
John.
Trigger and Nutsy are dumb too.
Sir Hiss is the smartest one, but he keeps
But
getting
yeah,
thwarted.
don't. They're all freaking nuts.
But well, I think the villains of those older
Yeah, I mean,
movies,
even the sheriff at Nottingham is stupid.
he's bumbly. Like
Yeah.
if it was a live action, they would probably get like Kevin James or something to play him. Or,
If they were going to
like
keep the
that.
characters the same,
Yeah.
yeah, he was.
Or
very,
maybe like a Danny McBride, even because I feel
I
like he
could
could
see
pull off
that.
the sass of it, like the evilness, but comedy. So Danny McBride,
Yeah.
shut up.
Gotta take this to the poor old king. Every little bit helps.
Oh, when he hits the Otto's cast, that part always broke my heart. Then like I know how bad that hurts.
The little bunny rabbit crying when he takes his birthday present kills me. Like I tear up too. I'm like, oh, he took my birthday present. I'm like, oh.
Like that's how you know he was evil. Taking from the cute little bunnies, but not their friend Toby, the turtle.
I love Toby. He'll cut off your head like this. Sings down.
Yay, Dad! He's just like the static. Like,
and he even runs slow. I love that they show that. Like even though he's running, he's still like really slow.
He's a turtle. I'm surprised this movie did make a lot because it was released during, I think, Disney's darkest time, the Bronze Age, where looking back, they weren't like the most beloved movies. They became beloved, like Aristocats, Rescuers, Jungle Book, things like that. Well, not Jungle Book. Jungle Book was like one of the last. Jungle Book and Aristocats were the last two Walt Disney actually had a part in. And after his death, they were like, what are we gonna do? And there wasn't a lot of animated Disney movies after that until when was it? Like Robin Hood was the first one, I think, and then you had Rescuers, Pete the Dragon. So ones that my brother is also Gen X, so these are all his movies. And then my mom's way of raising me was just to give me the movies that he liked. She's like, well, he liked it, so that's why I came to know Robin Hood so well. Not his favorite. His favorite was he was a Pete's Dragon boy.
Pete's Dragon is good. I was obsessed with this movie. Even though it's animated, like the jewels and the costumes and the beauty of like the forest and the water, like it was just so aesthetically pleasing. And like even though King John, first of all, or Prince John is pimped out, and I love his wardrobe. He's got the fancy fur, the giant jewels in every finger. He's got the bejeweled crown. Like, dude was pimped out. I loved his wardrobe. I was like, I want to dress like that, and I would do it.
I think that's the thing with Disney is like they'll make a villain, but then they make them look pretty cool, and you're like, well, are they that bad? Except for Frollo and Hunchback of Notre Dame, he's the worst. But usually they look pretty cool.
Jafar doesn't really, but in the live action he does. I know you hate it, but live action Jafar is hot.
The downfall of Disney.
Yeah.
Those remakes. But then you think about it, Disney as itself is just all fairy tales reimagined. They have, like, I was looking, I was like, they rarely have anything original in their animated catalog, but good for them on capitalizing on fairy tales.
I mean, someone had to.
And I don't even think they did. I think he got really lucky in getting into the game when he did, because I do not like the Silver and the like Cinderella's. I do not like those movies. I like Bambi a lot. I think that, like how you said, this is aesthetically pleasing. That's Bambi for me. I think it's beautiful, but I don't like Snow White, Sleeping Beauty. They're just boring to me. Sleeping so like these. But then you get to the 70s when the animals started taking over, and I think that's what made my love of Disney grow, because this and Aristocats, I was like, fuck yeah. Yeah, talking animals. Even more so with this one, because they're anthropomorphic or whatever, how you say that word. They're like human-like in this. So
yeah.
Yes. Yay. And then he is the grandfather of Nick Wilde in what's called Zootopia, who's hot too.
Really?
I mean, look at the animation style. You've got to be the grandpa.
I thought you meant there was a real link to. I was like, wait, what? Oh yeah,
There's
all
probably
the Zootopia animals are
person out there that's like, you know how they connect all the Pixar. I'm sure there's like a Disney person that's connected all of them. In some way.
I'm sure. Kasey, you have some thoughts?
Oh no, to me, this is like one of those movies that I remember going over and spending the night at my aunt's house as a kid. And this was one of the movies that she recorded on her big ass freaking Herkin VCR, because it was like one of the original VCRs ever made. And watching this movie on repeat over and over, along with like the original Superman and things like that. So this movie is a huge part of my childhood, and truth be told, there's really nothing. Well, no, there's some stuff that I can say bad about this movie. Like
I have one big thing.
Well, the only real complaint that I would have per se is the fact that in the great nation of England, there seems to be a lot of hillbillies. Just saying. The Rooster is a freaking hillbilly. The Sheriff of Nottingham is a freaking hillbilly. They all have that hillbilly accent.
They do have that. And I think like they do kind of have their version of that over in I don't know back then, but I know now, I mean, they do have like the Cockney and stuff like that. Like they do have their Southerners, I guess that the same as America, where they're a little more lowbrow than the Northerners.
It's the
I've heard that about it. I've heard that about Italy. Like their north and south is similar to like ours, I guess.
I think I get what you're saying, Kasey, because for me, it's the accents, the array of different accents going from like Southern English, like that, to like British, to like Irish or Scottish, whatever Clucky's thing is, to just plain regular, like it just, the accents are all over the place. That's my only complaint about the movie. But I
think that's just Disney.
Yeah.
Because then when they remade what's it, Beauty and the Beast, I mean, she doesn't even have a French accent animated, and then they got Hermione, who's British, and she did not have a French accent. So right away, Disney does not care about accents.
Yeah, they just clearly.
I mean, Mowgli should have had an Indian accent, but clearly he was speaking American for American audience.
Well, yeah, it's just like everybody in Aladdin. Like
the genie could have been from anywhere. Well, that one will give a pass, but everyone else
should have had an accent.
Genie was from West Philadelphia, born and raised.
Oh God,
not that genie. But yeah,
God, why
the real genie was not. The real genie was from San Francisco.
What was I going to say? I mean, I know we were kind of talking about it, but again, that fox is so handsome. I love the girl bunny when she's like, he's so handsome, just like his wanted posters, or reward posters, whatever.
Which plays into that, like,
she likes bad boys.
Yeah, teaching you to like the bad boy, which he's not even. I mean, they discuss it right at the beginning when Little John asks, "Maybe the bad guys or the good guys?"
Yeah,
and you kind of have to wrestle with that, and you're like, But I see him as the heroes, and I've always loved a Robin. I just like the trope of Robin Hood because
me too.
Rich people.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Mm-hmm.
The archery tournament thing, that's probably my favorite part of the whole movie. It's so fun.
He's just talking, but my problem with the movie is probably just like the story as a whole. Like it's really like I don't know. It's kind of all like we're at this and then they run and then now we're in jail. So I wish it was a little more streamlined because whenever I watch it, I'm like, I remember everything, but then I'm like, why is it happening in these kind of sequences? Like it's all a little jumbled for me.
Yeah. It's not very cohesive.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of choppy.
But that's, I mean,
it's fun for little kids. So
yeah, when you're little, you're not thinking about the structure of a movie. You're just like, that's entertaining.
Oh. Yeah.
I mean, as a little kid, you could grow up to host a podcast called An Evening at the Movies, and then you can break all that shit down and analyze it for people to listen to or watch.
Exactly.
I mean, one thing that I think I love about these older Disney movies, and this is one of the best ones that does it, in my opinion, are just the insults. They're so like bushel britches. How do you like that, bushel britches? I'm laughing my ass off at bushel britches. Because nobody even know what britches means anymore.
You're just like, yeah, he got you. You know what it means.
Right?
Like in your face.
Like I'm rubber and you're glue, or just whatever. I don't know. I'm trying to think of some of the other ones. Clucky had some good ones. When she got going, I really liked her.
Diva should have got a spin-off series.
Really?
No, she should have.
Oh,
she was a diva.
Oh
yeah. I love Clucky. She's so funny.
I was always like, what was her? I was always like, even as a kid, was like, why? Like, what was her job? Was she just there to be a friend? Because I was like, awesome.
She's the hand to the in princesses, they have a lady in waiting. I think is that what that's called? Is that what that's called? But it's basically like a servant, it's not really, because it's someone to do stuff for you, but it's also someone to
protect,
guide you, protect you. Like on Game of Thrones, Sansa has that old lady, nun lady, or whatever with her.
Amanda with her Game of. I watched it.
I thought everybody in the group had seen Game of Thrones but me. Okay, my bad. Never mind.
No, I absolutely think it's boring. I don't like. It's also I didn't read Harry Potter. I open a book and it says a beeble bobble booba looba. I'm like, and then I don't want to read. My grandma gave me that, and I was like, Grandma, I'm not learning another language for this book. And then it became a phenomenon, and I was like, wow, I really missed out on the Harry Potter, didn't I? Because I went just to the booble wobbles and the hoofily poofulies. So Game of Thrones, not for me. I have to learn a whole. I'm already bad at learning a character's names. Like when I watch The Pit, I'm like, what is that one's name right now? The first 4 episodes.
Yeah, me too.
So that I'd be need flashcards.
Gotcha.
Yeah, and there's a lot of characters in Game of Thrones. Yeah. You have to keep all of the names straight because.
And then there's Jon Snow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm on season 2, so I don't know everything yet, but.
Yeah, that's why I was stopping myself from saying too much, because I don't want to.
Joffrey's pretty normal.
Spoil it, because that's one
I'm
of
ready
those
for
ones.
Joffrey to die. I know he does. I just don't know when, and I'm already ready for it. Fuck that kid.
He tops so many worst characters. Not because he's written bad, just annoying characters.
No, he's not written bad at all. He's just a terrible fucking
everyone hates him.
Okay, the first thing he does when he becomes king, and I don't even know how old these kids are supposed to be, teenagers, but kid can't be more than 16. I'd be willing to bet. And his mom's really the one in charge, and he's supposed to marry this girl, but they're going to kill her dad. And so they have this whole thing where she's begging him for mercy for her father. And if you have any affection for me and blah, blah, blah. And the mom's like, yeah, you need to not kill the guy, whatever. And so they get up there and he's like, I've been taught that a king can be vengeful, but a king can also be merciful. And my mother and my bride-to-be have said blah, blah, blah. And he goes, but those are just the soft hearts of women. Traitors to the crown must die. And they chopped the guy's head off. I was like, bro, you just got in the room. So it's like his
Look at
first
that.
act as king. So yeah, he sucks.
He's very
So-
Prince John.
Yeah.
I believe very much so. I believe in the book he's like 12 or 13 years old.
Okay. To me, they look to be like 14, 15, but as far as, unless I've missed it, they haven't said how old they are. Because, like, the girl hasn't even had her period yet, because he says to her, once you bleed, then I'll impregnate you with a son. And he goes, Mother says it should be any day now. So, I get it. I know the way it's interesting to me the way that they talk about periods in this show. It's very like, we got it. When's the last time you bled? I need to know so I know if you're pregnant. Like it's stuff like it's very straightforward, and it's like people understood they wanted to know that it served that purpose, so they just talked about it like it was no big deal. And it's like I wish people would talk about it now like it's no big deal, but not just for procreating, you know?
Yeah.
So anyway, sorry, tangent.
I believe the phrase you're looking for is anyway.
So it'd be like, let me tell you how we got from talking about Fox Robin Hood to periods on Game of Thrones. Only in the mind of Amanda.
But
I
yeah,
mean-
Robin Hood is a sexy fox. I would let him impregnate me. So if it was possible. One of my first crushes for sure.
Yeah.
It's the voice. It's like the good nature of him and like wanting to do good, and the voice, which he was on Frasier as the gay uncle in one of the episodes. I was like, oh, Robin Hood. He died years ago, but I was like, that's it. Like seeing the voice, because it was like they made it, you know, it's in the 70s and they have these almost like disappointing to see what's behind it. Because I do appreciate Disney just having actual voice actors back in the day and not Chris Pratt for everything. But it is a little like, oh, that's who Robin Hood was. Wasn't hot, but good voice, good voice.
Very. And then when he's just like he's so like fun and sassy and heroic, and then he's just like, I love you more than life itself. And you're like, oh.
When they're like after they leave the arrow competition and they're like having their party, and oh my god, that's the most beautiful scene. That's one of my favorite scenes in Disney. Oh, and they're having a hoedown.
Yeah. And singing that song. Prince John of England. What?
Again, that's all about being a hillbilly.
It's not a hillbilly.
Well, they're showing the different classes, I guess. And then I love that Little John is just blue. Like they're just like there. And Disney has this thing of they were like just taking the animation and redoing it. So like a lot of the dance scenes were in like a different movie and like stuff like that. So, but it's hard. I mean, they were doing it by hand, so recycle where you may.
The guy the guy that does Little John's voice talks exactly like my grandpa talked. So when I watched it earlier, it like his voice reminded me so much of my grandpa. I kept like going, oh, like, oh.
That's weird. I just saw the guy, Jim Cummings, with his grandson on Instagram doing the Winnie the Pooh voice for him. And I was like, that would be insane if your grandpa was Winnie the Pooh.
Yeah. I would pay money for that.
Like to be
like, oh, bother.
Oh, pig.
That was pretty good.
That's cute. Yeah, but I like that. He's just blue. I was like, as a kid, was like, and then he goes to a tailspin, and I'm like, this fucking bear has been making the rounds at Disney. They saw the character design and ran with it.
Yeah, for real.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
But he was blue on that. So he got out of the jungle, got a whole career as a pilot. Good for him.
Oh, nice. That's cool.
I mean, I don't know if that's the story, but I'm sticking to it. Just making, I'll write my own Disney lore.
I don't know why I thought this was so cool, but like one of my favorite things in the movie is when Sir Hiss is flying around in the balloon and his little tail's a propeller. And he's just like, I was like,
I like
so cool.
when they make him like bend his body, but it looks like arms.
Yeah.
That's cute too.
And I love
He's
how
just like,
as a kid, I never understood that he was drunk. It's like ale. He's like, oh, they've got the little bubbles, and like, I have no idea what that means.
I think I understood that with who I grew up with. I understood he was definitely drunk, like mommy's boyfriends.
I should have made that connection, and somehow I didn't. That's interesting. Because I grew up around a lot of drunk people too.
You're like, okay, cooler.
Here's the other thing
I just assumed it was root beer.
Look, did you see how much wine got wasted in this movie? John throws a whole carafe at the wall, and all those barrels. I was like,
"You're right." Into Disney
I don't care
now.
if it's animated wine. That's a waste.
If there was somebody in the world that was going to be offended by wasted wine,
it's definitely me. Don't put that to waste.
Bottoms
You
up.
were thinking about it.
Yeah.
But I hope that when King Richard came back, I like to think that their lives were better. I don't like Disney sequels usually, but I would have liked to see if their lives improved after he came back from the war, I guess.
Well, they kind of imply it because they show the wedding and it's all sunny and happy, and I think this is where knowing the real life story helps because you have a little more.
And in the wedding, in the white Robin Hood,
they looked sexy, and then that carriage, like it was just so beautiful. I loved it.
And I think the beginning's probably one of my favorite like Disney beginnings, like with the book and the song and going through all the characters. Very creative, not just like, yeah, here you go.
Yeah, just drop you right into it.
No.
And the song, Robin Hood and Little John walking through the forest. Oh, that's so catchy. Oodle-lolly, oodle-lolly, golly, what a day.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you're muted.
You're muted. Now it's muted.
It's like it's cut out or something. I don't know what happens to it. This happens every time.
I'm telling you, technology is a bitch. No, I was just saying that I actually have the Oodle Lolly song on my Spotify, and it pops up from time to time.
It's a very happy song.
How catchy I think it is, and I agree with 100% with Kendra. That opening, the whole sequence from the book into the parade of characters across, the screen and all of that, and then right into the Robin Hood and Little John walking through the forest.
Laughing at what the other one has to say. I think, but this movie has good songs, but like I feel like the Not in Nottingham song is like one of the best, but like saddest songs. Like the only Disney movie scene that makes me sadder than that one is the Lady and the Tramp one when they're all in the pound crying, and that song, like I can't even watch that scene. It like makes me want to sob. I'm like, man, this got dark real fast.
That's what's missing with this. They're afraid to go dark. I need the darkness. I mean, they have sad
with no food is
yeah. No, I mean that's what we need back in Disney. Because now it's like you have like Coco is sad. That is a sad moment in the movie. I'm going to cry, but it's not like it's sad because it's like, oh, somebody's dying. Like, duh, that's gonna be sad. This is sad in a different way. I think Disney is afraid to go dark now. Super dark. I wish they'd do that more.
Yes, some of these early ones are traumatizing.
Even as a 48-year-old adult, I still, when Robin jumps off the top of the tower into the freaking moat, and they're shooting arrows into the moat, and you don't know whether he's going to come out alive or not. It's still like you get that lump in your throat, like, as Little John and
muted yourself again.
If it was a Tim Robinson movie, you'd be dead.
You get the little boy, he's gonna make it, isn't he, Little John? And they're all tearing up.
Yeah,
Which
exactly.
so good.
Yeah.
They play with your
So
emotions, and
Disney
that's
knows
why
how to
Disney.
go to the appropriate level of darkness.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, like everybody starving in a jail is pretty. And then it's like, Prince John gets bored, and it's like, well, of course, it's just like Megamind. Like once you've got what you wanted, then it's like, okay,
Mhm.
nothing else to do.
Yeah, I mean, look at the super rich we have. It's like you have it all. What more do you need? Just go vacation places. I don't understand the need for power. If I have all these little bags of money and I'm Prince John, I'm going to go vacation. I hear the Americas are cool. Gonna go see them. Maybe the Oriental trade of what we were calling it back then. Like, I'm gonna go see the world. Not just sit here and bug Friar Tuck. He's got like 1 penny from a mouse couple.
I know.
Leave him alone.
I will say I do love that part. Like Friar Tuck has had enough. When the sheriff comes in and takes that coin, he's like, "Get out of my church!" And then he just like pummels him. I'm like, "Go, Friar Tuck! That's right. Punch him in the dick."
In Lady Cluck's spinoff, she'll date him.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
what I see for them.
Well, I don't know. I think
Cute.
Friar Tuck's allowed to date.
Yeah, he's gonna leave the church though. Like it's gonna be like modern. Like he's definitely modernizing it. He's like cool popes, you know. He's
No, I
like,
like her with
nah,
Little John.
they're okay, but I think Friar Tuck's
Yeah.
Lil John's gonna be a player. He doesn't seem like a settle down. He's Baloo. I mean, he's going all over the place.
And she is smarter than him, so there's that.
Mhm.
She
She reminds me of
love.
Shanna. From the
Oh my
Yes.
gosh, yes, the sass.
Very much.
when
Shanna
they're
definitely
at
would
the
knock you out of the way with her.
yeah, like when they're at the arrow competition and shit hits the fan and she's like, "Run, Marion!" and she's like ready to throw down. Like, damn, Lady Cluck. Like, I was like, okay, get out of her way. She's gonna take on that rhino army.
Yeah, right. I know little her running against those giant rhinos, and she's got like the football stance. And she's it was so cool, and she just kills them. It's great. Well, not kills them, but you know what I mean.
She takes them down.
Whoops their ass.
Okay, I'm gonna ask Shanna. Actually, Shanna kind of already is my Clucky.
There you go.
I bet if I asked her, she'd be like, "I'm already doing that." I'm like, "Yeah, that's true. You are." Yeah. But Maid Marian wasn't like totally helpless either.
No.
I would like to see her a little more strong if they did do a redo, but you know, when they did that with Aladdin, people got pissed off. So I don't know.
Yeah,
I
they
feel
kind of.
like-
She's kind of just there, isn't she? In this
Yeah.
movie,
Yeah.
she's a prize.
I feel like Prince of Thieves Maid Marian was a little bit less helpless or a little bit more helpless than
Yeah, no, she was a lot tougher because she knew what was on her shoulders, like all these people that she was responsible for. So yeah, I think she was better in that one. Well, should we get to our top fives and then do our reviews?
I don't have a top 5. Honestly,
Okay. Suit yourself.
I couldn't come up with one.
Kendra, did you do one?
Like a top 5 based on this movie.
Kasey, you said you were gonna make sure. All right, fine. I'm gonna do it.
I thought I've got old timers.
Yeah.
Me
Okay,
and
well,
Harvey.
for Kendra and anybody else who is new to this segment of the show, we have brought the SIP list over to an evening at the movies for the time being. So whenever we cover a movie, we do a top 5, and it just has to be something loosely related to the movie. Like it could be anything you want as long as somehow you can tie it to the movie we're reviewing. I went generic, and I did my favorite classic Disney movies. So I went with pre-1980. So I have Bambi and Dumbo as honorable mentions. I didn't put them in my top 5, but I do like those. My number 5 is Snow White. Sorry, Kendra.
Oh, she's just so basic looking. Like, bitch. She's like, Like, there's no features there. Like, Ariel, Pocahontas, Jasmine, these are humans. That is just like a blob of just, ugh.
I mean, it was the very first one. I'm going to give it a little bit of a pass.
But why are the dwarves so like that? They're like so characterized, and then she's just like this plain Jane, and that's supposed to be the head bitch. That's the girl we're all going for. That I'm not buying it. I'm not going through these woods for her.
But she cares for them, and I think the dwarfs are funny, and it's really old, and it's maybe harder to watch now, but it was one of my favorites. Keeping with that theme, number 4 is Cinderella. I love all the mice. I love the evil Siamese cats. I love Cinderella. The songs in that movie, I think, are like what really get me. Besides the little mice, they're so cute. Number 3 is the Aristocats. Love, love, love. Always. I need to watch that again. I haven't seen it in a while. Number 2 is Robin Hood, for all the reasons we just talked about. And number 1, Lady and the Tramp, probably my favorite Disney movie of all time. It's the other one that was like on a regular rotation. I don't know why. I love the dogs. I love the dogs falling in love, and the bad boy dog, and the spoiled brat dog, and oh, that's what the Siamese twins are in that. What did I say? Is that what I said?
No, you said they were in Cinderella.
Cinderella.
That's my bad.
They just had the fat black cat.
Yeah. My gummy is starting to kick in. But anyway, love Lady and the Tramp. So there you go.
If I had to pick I would say pre-Renaissance. So pre-1989 with Little Mermaid.
Yeah.
And I don't have a particular order, but I'd say Oliver and Company. Yes. I watched that recently, and the intro of that is one of the saddest things I've ever watched in my life. It was like 1 a.m., a very heavy amount of edibles, and I was bawling. I was like, why isn't anyone taking this cat? And then just thinking how scared he was, just like going, like the rain and the storm. I was so, and then that unhoused man with all his stinky dogs. The Great Mouse Detective is probably one of like the most underrated movies. It's so freaking good. Another trope, Sherlock Holmes, but it's so good. And another hot Disney character is Basil. I love him. Oh, and of course Robin Hood. Yes. And what other ones do I like? Bambi. And if I had to pick a 5th one, probably the Aristocats.
Yeah.
I love those little kitty cats.
Oh, I forgot 101 Dalmatians. I love that one too.
Okay, I'm going to switch that for Aristocats because I like dogs better.
Oh.
And I had a huge Pongo stuffed animal. Because they revived it, because they kind of brought it when they re-released it in the 90s on VHS. They like really pushed, and I was like, oh yeah, and made my mom go and get me everything. And my cousin, she was the little fat dog that was like, I'm hungry. Because every time we pulled near a McDonald's, she'd be like, I'm hungry. My mom's like, oh my god, there's a little fat dog go again. It's like that's would be it. But so mostly all animals until we get to Ariel, and then the princesses start to take over my life.
Yeah. Well, all right.
So if you were to rate this movie out of 5, ladies, what would you give the movie?
I would give it a 4, a solid 4. I think the story could have been reworked just a little bit, but other than that, the animation's beautiful, the songs are cute, a wonderful hero, a good, decent villain, dumb but fun, not as evil as maybe a Scar, Maleficent, but still good. A 4.
Okay. Per the usual, I'm going to be a little more slutty with my rating, mostly because of nostalgia. I mean, this movie raised me. It's one of the handful. Like, I've just seen it so many times, and watching it again today, I still really enjoyed it. I still laughed. Like, I didn't like it as much as I did when I was a kid, but I still it wasn't like, oh, I have to watch this movie. I had fun watching it. I'm going to give it 4.5 out of 5 bejeweled pinky rings.
And who has never wanted to do that? You watch this and
Right?
you're like,
It's
I'm
like,
gonna try that with my mom's ring.
Yeah.
Go in her jewelry box, like, fuck, it's not working.
Kasey?
For me, it's all a bunch of nostalgia. I loved the movie as a kid. Yeah, it's not as rewatchable today as it was, you know, when I was 6, 7 years old, but it's still
Yeah.
a great movie. Um, I'm gonna go 4 out of 5 phony kings of England.
That song where they're making fun of him is so much fun. Calls for
Wait,
mom and sucks his thumb. Just, uh,
like, where are you guys getting these props? Like,
right.
there's some lady.
It's the woods. You can find whatever you want out there. Yeah, lots of fun. Glad we picked this one.
Yeah, 100%. I thank the listeners for the Unpop Kernels for picking this as the winner of the animated Disney poll because I hadn't seen this in probably a good 25 years.
Ooh.
Oh my god, I put it on at night, so because it's probably the one Disney movie. Like if it's late at night and I'm up doing something, I'm like, I'll just put on Robin Hood. It's like
nice.
it's an easy like thing to. I won't get that invested. It's not if I put on Beauty and the Beast, I'll be like, oh, shit. Or like something new. Like I put on Elemental and I was like, oh no, this ain't background.
Yeah.
This I gotta pay attention. That's
Well, I wanted to do Lady and the Tramp, but I'm glad we did this one too because I love this movie too, and I kind of forgot.
I feel like this is another one like last week where we talked about Marilyn Monroe, and there's still a handful of options out there of other Marilyn Monroe movies we could do. There's obviously a handful of animated Disney movies that we could still do. Lady and the Tramp.
Yeah, we
This
have time.
one, The Great Mouse Detective, whatever. I mean,
Aristocats.
I feel like Classic Hollywood Month is not going anywhere anytime soon. Not saying we're gonna just morph into doing that every month from now on, but you know, Classic Hollywood Month can definitely pop up again in the not so distant future.
Whoop, whoop.
So this was definitely lots of fun, and we can't end the show without again thanking the listeners for being here each and every week. You guys are awesome, amazing. You actually showed up in droves for
Sauce.
some like some like it hot last week. It's one of the top 10 episodes of the year.
Nice.
So thank thank you guys for showing up again this week and last week for us. Kendra, do you have anything coming up on the Crushgasm or anything in your cyber world that the listeners might like to know about? That's why I just you have so much that it's like I can't list it all.
For Crushgasm, I have a couple new episodes. I started in music, so I wanted to go back to that. So I had some newer bands come on and talk about classic like pop punk and emo albums that they crushed on, I guess. So introducing you to a new band while talking about an old band. And I just had Stanley from she's a drummer from Summer Brews talk about Dashboard Confessionals, the places you come to fear the most, one of the most quintessential emo albums to ever be. So that, and then I have a new episode that with Ari Cordos. She is a author and relationship expert. We're talking about a crush that worked out. She was polyamorous, had 5 partners, met her husband. They've been together 10 years. They're still in an open relationship, but still going strong. They actually get remarried every year, not on the same date, just when they feel like it. And they live in Bali right now. And she lives like the coolest. I was like, every time she opened her mouth to say more, I was like, she is an onion with layers. So that's coming out this week. I'll be on Life Spit a Song talking about the music from M. Night Shyamalan's Trap. with my friend
Oh.
Scott from Writer's Bagel Basket. I didn't really notice the music too much in that movie, so I'm gonna have to rewatch. I was mostly into the plot until they left. Ugh.
I mean, I only noticed the music that the girl was singing, but yeah.
And nepotism at its finest,
Yeah.
because that was the worst part of the movie. And then on Food Show Fanatics, I just did an interview with Carolyn K. Healer. She is the founder of a gluten-free cookie company called Mighty Licious. She got celiac disease, and then she hated the taste of gluten cookies, so she decided to make her own, and now has a business. And they're actually, she sent us some samples. If you like oatmeal raisin, these are the best oatmeal raisin cookies I've ever had in my life. I just ate one before we started this. They're so
love
good.
oatmeal raisin.
They're Mighty Licious. They're in Kroger, Costco, Walmart, so you can find it, and you can go to their website. But I want to try the peanut butter one. She did not send that. She said it's basically like peanut butter fudge because of like not being able to use like the certain flat. I was like, girl, say less. I'm in. I'm gonna find them. And she sent us a brownie mix that I'm really excited to make. And you can always go to Kendra Wright.
You said peanut butter, and you had my attention.
Yeah, my husband too. He has he follows a freaking peanut butter Reddit. That's how into peanut butter he is. Like today, he showed me a picture. He's like, "Look at this." It was a picture of like the most crunchy peanut butter I've ever seen. It was just peanuts and like a little bit of peanut butter, but obsessed. And then KendraWrightStuff.com, where you can find all my writings. I just did I did TV or just characters that fans wish they could have seen as fathers for Father's Day, because we have some characters that maybe they had a baby at the series finale and you never got to see them actually be a dad, or ER, the baby,
Chandler.
things like that. And then I just did the best movies from SNL alumni. So yeah,
nice.
Thank you for having me. A lot going on, but yes.
Thanks for being
here.
Ooh, that would be an interesting discussion. The Saturday
Night
Night
it was
Live
very hard
alumni.
because you don't want to just do all Adam Sandler and Will Ferrell. So, spoiler, they only had one each. And I had to narrow it down to one each, and that was very hard. But yeah.
Well, we know Bridesmaids was on there.
Yes,
obviously,
of course.
Well, I mean, it's a great movie, but lots coming up in the next few weeks on An Evening at the Movies. Hollywood Month will be back again next week. We'll be talking either Mary Poppins or
Goldfinger.
Goldfinger, not member.
Oh, we will be talking about Goldmember. I will be inserting jokes through the whole episode.
Well,
it says Yoo-hoo made of gold.
But and then we will be closing out Classic Hollywood Month with discussion on The Wolfman. So we'll be bringing the Universal Monsters to An Evening at the Movies for this month's horror movie of the month. And then next month starts Summerween. And then I am going to make the official announcement because Amanda and I talked about it last night. But in August, for his birthday month, we are going to do 3 Alfred Hitchcock movies as well. Hopefully, Amanda will be with us for all 3 episodes. If not, everybody's favorite other co-host, Shanna, has stepped up and said that she will pick up the slack and all of that. So we are excited for that as well. We may try and get.
We'll have to see, depending on the house
we
stuff.
may try and also get Amanda's favorite piece of sexual chocolate for an episode or 2 for that, since we know he loves Hitchcock. So we may have Harvandre here.
Yay.
So stay tuned on all the social medias for announcements on what we're doing, when we're doing it, and how we're doing it. And then, obviously, as you all know, 4 years later, September is Stephen King birthday bonanza. October is Halloween Horror Fest. It's the year, the rest of the back half of the year in a nutshell. So This was lots of fun. Robin Hood, great movie. If you haven't seen it, go log into your Disney Plus and go watch it. It is a lot of fun. This was lots of fun. It was great having you back, Kendra. We look forward to having you back again sometime soon. And safe travels on your vacation.
Okay.
All right. Well, everybody,
And
yeah. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. We hope you enjoyed the episode. We hope you enjoyed having Kendra back. I know we do. Thank you guys for watching, and we hope you all come back for an evening at the movies. Goodbye.
deuces.